Papa John's is teaming up with Taylor Swift to bring you better pizza and better music. Right now, get Taylor's new album Red, plus a large one-topping pizza for a special price. Look for this and other special offers from Taylor Swift at papajohns.com.
We're painting the town red here in Nashville with Taylor Swift. And Taylor, I've got to begin by saying a little deja vu here. About 6 years ago, you came to Knoxville on your very first radio tour, and I remember sitting on your bus with Scott and your mom talking about your dreams and aspirations and what you wanted to do with your career. Here we are 6 years later. You're making like 1 million copies just this week, #1 in 41 countries. Do you sit back and just say, oh my gosh, look at what's happened over the last few years?
See, like running into people like you who've been there the whole time really does make me nostalgic like that. Like it makes me think, how did all of this happen? Because I remember that trip up to see you. I was so nervous, I was so excited, and you've been along for the ride the whole time, like having my back and being so supportive. And for us to have this record come out and for it to be doing what it's doing, I mean, like Scott just sent me a text today and he's like, by the way, we're up to 900,000 sold. And it's, it's like Friday. So that's insane. Like, I can't believe what the fans have done. I can't believe the support. For you to come here and interview me in Nashville, it's amazing. Thank you for everything.
Oh, well, gosh, thank you. And thank you for the great music on this new CD. I've got to ask you about Red. You've got 16 songs. How many songs did you go through before you finally decided on these 16?
Well, we decided on these 16 because to me, like, those were the ones that really represented what I've been wanting to do for the last 2 years, which was branch out and take risks and try new things. And what's really fun is getting the opportunity to work with Target, because they let me put 6 extra songs on the deluxe edition. If you guys want to go to Target, that's kind of where it's at. Like, the 6 extra songs were songs I wanted to put on the record so bad, but I didn't have room. So it's great when you get an opportunity to put extra stuff out there for the fans.
I've listened to every song and I like them all, but I've got to ask you about one. I believe it's Starlight, and there's a line in there that says married and having 10 kids. Can you tell me about that song?
Well, that song is actually inspired by this photo that I saw from the 60s of Ethel Kennedy dancing with Robert F. Kennedy when they were like 17 years old. And I wrote the song based on that picture. And I ended up getting to play it for Ethel, and it was just based on kind of her life and what she went through, and getting to know her has been so much fun. So that was actually kind of looking into someone else's story,
I want to ask you too about another song where you have featuring Gary Lightbody of Snow Patrol. How did you select him to be a part of your CD?
Well, Snow Patrol has been influencing my music for a long time. I love the drama, I love the pure emotion of it, I just love what they do, and so I really wanted to write with him, and working with him was unbelievable because there's such emotion in the way he sings and the way he writes, and it was amazing. I also loved collaborating with Ed Sheeran, who's incredible, and Max Martin, who I'd always wanted to work with, and Dan Huff, who's fantastic. So it's just been an amazing learning experience making this record.
I got to tell you, not a month goes by that I don't have a young woman come by the station or send me a CD or something that says, I want to be like Taylor Swift. What advice would you have to young women like yourself when you were 15, 16 years old, just getting started? What would you say to them about getting started in their career?
I think, one thing that I was always really aware of when I was younger is I loved Shania Twain and I loved Faith Hill and I loved the Dixie Chicks, but I never wanted to be the next them because there was already them. And I always tried to figure out what was different about me and what I could bring to the table. And I think that, if you write your own songs and you figure out who you are and, it's something different than what people have seen before, I think maybe that's the key if you want to make any music. But if you just love music, play music. Play in a coffee shop. That's what I'd be doing right now if this hadn't worked out. I'd still be writing music, I'd still be playing music just because I love it that much.
And the last thing I want to ask you, you're on 2020 tonight, and I hear that there's a big announcement.
There is an announcement.
So I don't guess you can give us a little hint as to what that might be.
It is an announcement.
Oh.
It's a big announcement, and I'm excited about it.
All right, folks in Knoxville, make sure you're watching tonight because she's got a big announcement for you. Taylor Swift, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for coming to
see you again. Town.